Today we'll be looking at ibeconomics chapter 2.7, the role of government in microeconomics, but specifically to answer the question, why do governments intervene? So governments mainly intervene for 7 reasons. Number 1 is to support firms, then it is to promote equity, it is also to earn government revenue, it is also to influence the level of consumption. Also, governments intervene to support households on low income, to influence the level of production, and to correct market failure. We'll start at the top and go our way clockwise. So number 1, governments intervene to support firms. So, 1, they can be supporting infant industries. So, these are firms that are new to the industry. Let's say, for example, in Japan, there is a new car manufacturing firm. So, governments intervene to help them get their feet up, get up on their so governments intervene to help them get up on their feet, to acclimatize to the industry, and to be competitive in the industry. It is also to keep up economic growth. So governments can intervene by making it cheaper to produce, by subsidies or other ways, in order for firms to produce more, so then there could be more output, then that leads to more consumption and more economic growth. Finally, it is also to help domestic firms remain competitive in the export market. So this is to keep prices low, so when it is sold in the global market, it is still attractive for foreigners to buy stuff from them instead of from other countries. Next, governments intervene to promote equity. So notice the word equity and not equality, because governments want to promote greater degrees of equity in the distribution of income, and this is also over a period of time and not instantly. Moving on, governments intervene to earn government revenue. So if you remember, part of GDP is government spending, right? So governments can invest, governments can create projects, and all of this spending, they must require money. And in order to have this money, governments must raise revenue to fund its expenditure, so they can intervene in other ways. So they can intervene in other ways. So in order to, like I previously said, so in order for governments to, let's say Japan, again, they want to intervene by helping the new car manufacturing company get up on its feet, that new infant industry. They intervene by subsidizing the production, but to intervene, they must have money to subsidize that, so they must earn revenue. So another reason why governments intervene is to earn government revenue to support their expenditure and their government spending. Now, moving on, it is to influence the level of consumption. Governments want to reduce the consumption of demerit goods, like, for example, they want to reduce the consumption of cigarettes because it is a demerit good, it harms the population, and it wants to increase the consumption of merit goods. For example, they want people to be consuming more in terms of getting more education or eating healthier foods. So this is one reason why governments intervene. Then we have to support households on low income. So, unequal income distribution leads to poor economic well-being and also a poor quality of life. By supporting low-income households, governments help them improve their quality of life. But also, what is not really known in the textbook but is good to have in your essays, it is actually good for social cohesion, to improve the cohesion of the society, because by helping support low-income households, they are less likely to protest or complain against the government due to seeing the wide gap in income disparity and income distribution, and they're less likely to cause trouble, to complain, and all of that. Moving on, governments also intervene to influence the level of production, like influencing the level of consumption. They want to increase the production of merit goods. They want to decrease the production of demerit goods. Most of all, they also want to stimulate market competition in terms of, they want to make sure it's a monopoly. They want to stay away from oligopolies if it's not beneficial, and more of the details of that will be in a video for unit 2.11 called market power. And finally, this is very important if you are an HL student. governments intervene because they want to correct market failure. So governments want the economy to function at the socially optimal level. So in order to help the economy operate at this level, they want all resources to be allocated efficiently. Governments can't make sure of this, but they can intervene to help it be towards that path, to help adjust it to be more socially optimum, and to also help minimize negative externalities. So to recap, here are the 7 reasons why government intervene in markets, with this correcting market failure an HL reason. So keep that in mind. Watch out for the other videos to be in more detail covering Unit 2.7, where we'll go over graphs, we'll go over more in depth of each reason specifically per video as well. See you in the next video.